Hiya friends, Prepared Suburbanite back at you. A couple of updates on some things going on around here. I was able to do the test of the EcoFlow Delta 1300 on our big freezer, which has auto defrost. It's got a light inside, all that. And I completed that test just yesterday, and it made it through a solid 10 hours of runtime on a single charge from the Delta 1300. So I was pretty pleased with that. And I wanted to talk about what we're really looking at, I think, in the choices that we have to make as individuals, as preppers, as citizens of this country. So stick around, share some thoughts. I think we're all inundated with all kinds of information, whether you listen to the news on the radio, watch the news on TV, read the news in newspapers or on internet websites, watch YouTube videos, watch or listen to podcasts. And a lot of what the prepper community and the news community, I guess, is really getting into is it's all doom and gloom. The S is going to hit the fan any day now. The end of the world as we know it is going to be right around the corner, and you've got a choice. And the first choice is to listen, watch, read all that stuff, panic, worry, and fret. That's a choice that you can make. Second choice you've got is that you can ignore it all. And just, I guess they call it normalcy bias, but just to say, those folks can go on, but it's never going to happen. This is the United States of America. My goodness, we're the most advanced country in the whole world. We've got everything under control. Nothing's really going to happen. Yeah, there's a little inflation here and there, but it'll pass. You can ignore it at your risk. And the third choice, the third option that you've got, is that you can research those items, the news broadcasts, the YouTube videos, the podcasts, all the stuff about doom and gloom, supply shortages, inflation, the end of the world is coming. Research it based on your circumstances, based on your interests, and act on it. So, you can panic, you can ignore it, or you can act on it. Those are your three choices. There's a lot of YouTube channels, a lot of prepper channels, a lot of news kind of aggregate channels, podcasts and all that are just really rolling it out pretty darn thick, I think, for the end of the world scenarios. I'm not 100% convinced that the end of the world is absolutely imminent and that we've got to give up everything that we got right now and just go do some crazy stuff, cash out your IRAs and spend it all on dehydrated food or something. I'm not sure that that's going to be the right answer. That's the panic kind of a thing. There are folks that'll look at all that and just worry. Oh my God, it's really going to happen. Gee, I'm gonna worry about that, and I'm gonna talk to my friends about it and try to drum up a little bit of interest in my fears. Well, that's not going to get you anywhere. And then you can ignore it. Just pretend it doesn't happen. But when you get down to your third choice, where you can actually dig into this stuff, find corroborating evidence, look at what you've got, look at what you can do, look at what you may be able to plan to do, and put in an action plan and act on that plan to get yourself ready for whatever is coming. I would much rather right now have all the preps that I've got plus and never have to use them for any kind of an emergency situation, whether it's really short term where the power goes out for a day or two, or whether it's some kind of a long-term economic collapse, World War III, an invasion of a foreign force. I'd really rather not have to ever use it. But for me, it's like insurance. You've got it. If you use it, you've got the insurance there, and it gives you a little bit of peace of mind. When you're worrying and fretting, or you're just simply ignoring it all, there's no action. All you do is make yourself upset. All you do is just bury your head in the sand. But if you can act on it and act responsibly and act intelligently, I think we're all going to come out ahead. I've looked at this for a number of years, and I can remember back in the early 2000s when I first really started considering preparing for the future. And one of the first things that I did was put a plan in motion to be debt-free, so that I could have that extra resource to deal with things that may have to deal with in the future. But really, the prime driver was, hey, I was getting close to retirement age, and I certainly didn't want to carry a whole lot of debt into my retirement years. So I put a plan together and figured, yep, I can pay the house down in less than 10 years. The mortgage would be gone. Credit cards, at that particular point in time, I think we were almost to the point where we were paying off monthly balances as we incurred them. But it may not have been 100%. Had car payments then. So we put a plan together. My wife and I sat down, figured out how we were going to do it, how long it was going to take, what we needed to do, and how we could actually pull it off in the shortest period of time, and we did. Doubled up on mortgage payments, doubled up on car payments, really got the discipline to deal with installment credit card kind of debt, and within it was about 8 years, we had the mortgage paid off, we had the car payments paid off, and we were month to month on any kind of credit cards that we were using. All that money that we were spending on all those kinds of things, like mortgage payments and car payments, we invested. And we built up our individual retirement accounts and worked together with our financial advisor and really put a solid retirement plan together when I was 55 or so. I'm not 55 anymore. So by the time we hit 62, I felt very, very comfortable in being able to retire, give up the good incomes that both my wife and I had, and that we could live solidly and comfortably on our retirement savings, and Social Security is a backup, and we did just fine, and everything's working out just fine ever since. This most recent economic downturn, yeah, it's a little cause for concern when you see 20% drop in the NASDAQ index, when you see 15% drop in the Dow, where the S&P has been underwater pretty much all year long. That's not encouraging. I think I understand the reasons and rationale behind what's going on there. And you know what? I'm not panicked. I'm not worried. I'm not going to fret about it, but I certainly am not going to ignore it all. I do my research on a regular basis and I act on it. If that means that I have to redirect some of our expenses, spend a little bit less on going out to dinner, spend a little bit less on entertainment and all that, so that we can keep our gas tanks filled up and all that. Yeah, we've done that. So those are some of the kinds of things that we're doing here to act on what's going on in the world today. Depending on the degree of impact that you foresee for yourself and your family, you have to make conscious decisions, put plans together, and act on them. We do that pretty much daily. I do that pretty much daily. Sit down and talk to my wife about what's going on, what her needs are, what she wants to be doing in the future, and it all seems to be working out. I urge every single one that's watching this video right now to take some time, look at what your reactions are and what your choices are to what's going on in the world today. After you're reading the news, listening to podcasts, watching YouTube videos, and all you hear is supply chain shortages, food shortages, fertilizer shortages, insulin shortages, feminine hygiene products shortages, diesel fuel shortages, gasoline shortages, and potential rationing and things like that are coming up. If you want to panic about it, panic. If you want to ignore it, ignore it. But my suggestion and my recommendation is that you look at it, how it's going to affect you and your family. Do your research so you understand what's behind the issues and put a plan together to act on. This is the Prepared Suburbanite, reminding you to be prepared always, and I'll see you all on the next video.